I'm Ozzy. I lost 100 pounds twice. Second time, I was able to keep it off while having abs for the last 2 years straight now. And pretty much this is my approach to losing it, keeping it off, but specifically my approach to the lifting side of things. So the two biggest parts of my approach is no bland food and no living in the gym, right? So when I say no living in the gym, I'm talking about the lifting side. So how I handle lifting. So the first time I did it, I was lifting 5, 6 days a week. I was, working out 5, 6 days a week. And I was basically doing pretty close to the chicken, rice, and broccoli approach. Long story short, I was doing more the gym bro way. I went from like 335 pounds, 336 pounds to 230, right? And I was only able to keep that shape for about like 6 months. And then by like what that was 2020 to 2021. Then by like summer 2023, I had gotten back up to like 315. However, I ended up losing 100 again because I'm 215 now. I kind of like hang around this range, but I got significantly leaner, and I've been able to keep that. All right. This time, I was much more focused on the sustainability part, right? So that's part of why I'm a big proponent of like the minimalist approach to lifting. And when I say that, like I mean in the sense of basically in and out within an hour or less, right? Like I keep my workouts very like simple and to the point. Really, I believe what you need is well structured workouts and consistency. Like consistency and intensity are important, not even just in fitness, just like any long term goal or real goal, I would say in life. But I say consistency always beats intensity. That doesn't mean intensity should be ignored, but consistency should take priority. I say that because the second time I lifted 2, 3 times a week, right? Things got super busy, I would lift 2 times. Basically, in a nutshell, an upper lower lift, an upper lower split, right? But usually I prefer doing just like, push pull legs. So part of why I like doing it with this approach is this: if you're in and out within an hour or less, one, like if you're busy, like say, because like first time I was going towards the end of my time in college, right? I basically graduated straight into. I'm not gonna say it, but let's just say if it was 2020, you know what it is, right? Second time, I'm like, okay, I'm working 9 to 5. I've got long term goals I'm working on. Like I knew I have other areas of life I need to worry about, but at the same time, I wasn't going to accept that as an excuse. And also, I wanted this to be a more long term solution because I didn't want to go through regain again, right? So here's how I structure my minimalist workouts. Like across the board, like you can, if you already know me from my short form content, basically I look for aesthetics. That's the name, Aesthetic OZ, and you know. But in all seriousness, yeah, I look for aesthetics. I keep it very simple. All the workouts I do, how I structure it is the part or the workout hmm, that takes the most from you mentally, the mentally toughest one that taxes you the most mentally and physically, do that one first. Do that one first, right? So like for me, how I do like I'll give you my push day for example, right? So if you've seen my minimalist workouts, I do it using the gym in my apartment, right? So for me, the incline bench, I'm able to put a lot more weight on that. And since they don't have like the free weights like they used to when I was at like LA Fitness, but they do have these easy curl bars that go up to 110. So here's how I work around that. The incline bench goes up a lot more in weight. So that's the one I can challenge myself the most on, right? So okay, I do that first. 3 sets of like 6 to 10 reps. All right. Rest 3 minutes between sets. Then after that, I go to then doing standing overhead press, and then I superset it with push-ups. That's what I've been doing. Clearly has worked for me, right? So pretty much structured this way around the equipment I have, but also, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. At least like as far as my push day, right? That's the logic behind it. That's what challenges me the most. I do that first. And then from there, whether it's being able to squeeze out an extra rep or being able to go up in weight, one way or another, progressive overload. It's pretty much all there is to it. Yeah. And then just being consistent, right? So, here's another part of while we're talking about lifting for aesthetics and just my overall approach. Here's something that I've noticed pretty much everyone's surprised when I tell them this in real life. I have not done ab workouts in like 5 years. Because like seeing your abs, because we're lifting for aesthetics over here. It's not just your abs, but like when I say like for aesthetics specifically, like we're not about trying to build the. If you're trying to do the super, how do I explain it? If you're going for a more Ronnie Coleman physique, let me put it that way, right? Obviously, like I respect what it takes to get there, but that's not the goal here, right? Like, I'll be honest, my inspiration when I got into this was a David Lade. That's a great example, right? My point being, since I live for aesthetics, so you're trying to like maximize your V taper, build out your chest more, and obviously get lean enough that like you can see much more definition in your physique, see your abs. Like think of it as like a jacked model look would be how I describe it, right? Maxing out your V taper, you're revealing your abs, you get the idea. You get the idea. So yeah, you're building your back as well. And we don't ignore legs over here. Look at my last legs video. But yeah, that's pretty much my approach to lifting. I like doing compound lifts because look, I mentioned not hitting abs directly, right? So at the end of the day, the reason I don't is you do compound lifts and you gain muscle, your abs are gonna do pretty much every compound lift that you do. Your abs are gonna do most of the work for keeping your balance, basically. And in the process of it doing that, and you're gaining muscle through doing that, the long story short, you're gonna gain muscle there too. The reason you can't see your abs is not because, like in most cases, it's simply because you need to get lean enough. And please notice my choice of words there: lean, not skinny. Skinny is low body fat and low muscle. Lean is decent to high amounts of muscle and low body fat. Translation: you probably just need to be in a calorie deficit long enough and keep a high protein calorie deficit. Let me specify that so that you keep or gain muscle. And another side or a tangent, I get annoyed when people are like, "Oh, you can't lose fat and build muscle at the same time." Like pretty much all the muscle I've gained has been in a caloric deficit. So yeah, the long story short, I'm all about compound lifts over here for that reason. I don't hit abs directly, but in the process of doing my other workouts, push, pull, legs, and progressive overloading, hitting my protein goal. Basically, if you don't know, 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So I knew for my first time, I'm lean around 230-ish, or at least start getting much closer to that look there, right? So I was like, all right, at the very least, let's just use that as a starting base. So I just took 0.7 times 230, which if I remember, that puts you around like 160 grams roughly. So I'll have at least that much protein or more each day. Miss one day is fine, but overall, that's what you want to do, right? And then doing that while keeping my calorie deficit. Now, yes, you also want to make sure you hit your micronutrients. Basically, get your fruits and veggies in. And there's more to that, but the most important shit while you're trying to build an aesthetic physique, hit that protein goal while keeping your caloric deficit. That's law. That's what matters the most. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much my approach to lifting. in a nutshell my whole philosophy around it. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Do your cardio after you lift, not before. Basically, you want your glycogen stores full and not depleted while you lift so that you can be as strong as possible during your lifts.